Did y'all ever watch the Tinkerbell movies? Because I think those came around at the same time.
My sister
Jeremy?
No, my sister
You'd love
watched
them.
them. But
Jeremy!
would I be into them? I got a
You'd
cookie.
love them. You
I don't
love
think
them.
he would care. I don't think he would
Oh,
care
are
at
you
all.
kidding me? It's so aesthetically
No.
pleasing. The world building is incredible. The plot devices that they use
This
are
guy
incredible.
doesn't give
no.
a shit
Tinkerbell
about
movie?
a lot of
Yes.
things.
I will fight about them.
Oh, those?
I will
don't
die
think-
on this hill. That
I
they're
don't think there's a
amazing.
reason for you to watch them.
Michael,
No.
I'm gonna be
I've
know
honest.
me
never
so
watched
well.
those.
I'm
Don't take
like,
this from me.
are they bad? No, I've watched them because Iris watched them. I tore through them all a couple of years ago because right when I don't know, Iris was like 1 or something, and we started watching them. Like the last one ever had come out. The whole fucking studio closed.
Tinkerbell
So the
movie.
way it was the same studio, Disney, whatever, like
It costs $1
subsidiary.
million.
It was the same studio
that's
that
a
made
lot.
all of the big Disney sequels, like Aladdin 2 and like all that stuff. And at a point in like the 2000s, like late 2000s or something, they made one Tinkerbell movie. And I guess it was like so successful, they didn't make anything else. They just made like 6 Tinkerbell movies and then the studio shut down. So that was like the last 5 or 6 films they made. And they're pretty good and they're, you know, they're well done and they're worth watching with your kids. Having seen them almost all,
when you're
I don't think I
alone.
watched the one with there's like a Yeti in it or some shit. I didn't watch that one.
I feel
That
like
appears
it's
to
the last
be
one. It's the sixth, number
yeah,
6.
Tinkerbell and the Legend of the Never Beast.
Never.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one.
That's
Right now,
2014.
the best one, period, is A Secret of the Wings. Don't at
That's
me, internet. I don't want
2012.
to hear it.
There appears to
Yeah.
be like an evil Frost Tinkerbell, maybe.
No, they're not evil. They're
Elsa?
sisters. When
They're
someone makes a
sisters.
wish, a fairy is born, and that wish became 2 fairies.
Elsa.
What?
Elsa.
It's crazy. It's very Elsa.
I mean, yeah, I'm just, that's all I'm assuming.
What I take away from it the most is the first one because there's just this insane amount of lore for Tinkerbell that I just love to recite. Because you know, I don't know of her adventures prior to this. She's just kind of there in
It was
Neverland.
Peter
right?
Pan.
Yeah, there's
right?
Peter Pan and there's Tinkerbell. This has nothing to do with any of that shit. I don't know.
Oh,
I
it's
don't know if
not
this is
like
like
a
1,000
prequel?
years
Peter
before he's
Pan?
born.
Is it a
No, it's like
Nothing to do with
fairy
Peter
world.
Pan.
Yeah, he's
It's
not even
fairy
there.
world. That has nothing to do with any of that shit.
What's
There's
cool,
no
too-
Neverland. There's none of that.
Yeah, you talk about like
Um,
Tinkerbell having more agency at least, or like as a character, they fleshed her out a little bit more.
Yeah, she
And
could
I love that
talk.
like
Well,
yeah,
she
with-
could. Yeah, the thing
Yeah.
is, like, she couldn't talk. Like, she wasn't
And-
talking.
Yeah, but she
her
would
whole
go like
thing
this.
too
Fiona.
now
She'd
with
go
her
like this,
name, like
and she'd stomp her feet.
yeah, she'd be upset.
She'd like
What?
angry
Upset.
twinkle. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Let the young boy talk. Quiet little fairy girl.
Yeah.
But now with her name too, it's Tinkerbell. And like before, I think that was just like a name. It was just like a cute, oh, Tinkerbell, you know, little fairy. Well, her job and like their assignments as fairies is very much like young adult novel oriented. Like you seem like this kind of person, so you work here. And so of course she has an episode where she's like, what's my purpose? What do I do? And she figures out that she's a tinkerer and she likes to invent stuff and build things. I'm like, Tinkerbell. Okay, that's.
You're really,
Oh.
you're really watering this down.
I mean, like
First of
for
all,
Jeremy's
You're
sake.
losing me. You're
First
losing
of
me.
all-
I'll be honest. I'll tell you right
First
now,
of all,
not gonna watch
be-
it.
It's a fucked up caste system, right?
Okay.
The
You're not wrong.
second they're born, some mother fairy goes, "This is what you are." Boom. That's it. No question.
Listen, I don't need
Right.
social
Here's your name.
commentary from my fairies.
Yeah. there's no.
Come on, be happy.
Look,
It's
feel
really
like this.
introspective. Yeah.
She goes, "You're a tinkerer, so you make shit. Your job sucks, basically. You have the worst fairy job. All the other fairies are cool.
I bet
There's, like,
Toilet
the
Bell would argue.
There's the spring fairy. No, that's magic. It's only the cool shit. They only do. That's the thing. All the fairies only do the cool shit. Like, the spring fairies, they like, grow the plants and harvest the crops and like, change the weather. And there's the winter fairies, and they bring the snow and the seasons and all that. And then
There's
the
animal
tinkerers are
fairies,
like,
the Fluttershy versions.
they're all like big league stuff.
Mhm.
And then the tinkerers, they go, and you make baskets. Yeah, you make baskets.
Oh,
They
damn.
and she gets, and so first of all, it's like this. It's like, imagine Hogwarts, but they're like this shitty fifth house that lives like in the sub basement because
They're making
all the
baskets.
not only baskets, but like all the other fairies, there's tons of them. It's like, oh, those are the fire fairies, or those are the spring fairies, or whatever. And the tinkerers, there's literally 2, and they're both like losers. They're both like loser nerds. Like, One's like, oh, hey, welcome to the Tinkerers, Tinkerbell. It's also like, oh, you're a Tinkerer. We're going to name you Tinkerbell. But none of the other Tinkerers are named Tinker.
My name's
Tinker
John.
Anything. They're just like Tinkerbell.
Oh,
like,
I was
you didn't
about
even
to
give me
ask that.
you
Yeah.
didn't give me a real name. You just named me after the thing I have to do. That's fucked up.
Hold on.
sucks.
What questions does Jeremy have about the series? Let's focus on Jeremy real quick. Jeremy,
Okay,
can we
okay.
answer any
And
questions
she's
you have
not
about these
happy about it.
fairies?
I'm just saying the
Yeah.
whole beginning of the movie is her being like, this sucks. I
I
don't want
agree.
to do this.
So
And she's trying to do all the other shit, but she just can't do it because she wasn't born to do that shit.
So she
Oh.
tinks better.
does she do
tinks more
something by
inventions.
the end of the movie? No, she just goes back to tinkering, but she's better.
Well,
Well,
she
she does.
reinvents tinkering. Literally,
She
she's like,
does.
we tinker, but we tinker better. And they're
In her
like,
own
wow, we
way.
didn't think about that.
They have
Whoa.
real like shitty again like you're in charge of weaving the baskets so the fairies all the other cool fairies can use your baskets to do cool shit. But like throughout the film she's just like collecting shit. She's like find shit on the beach because it's weird. It's like they're in fairy world, but it's somehow connected to the real world. So like shit washes up. Like this is an old watch or this little,
Like a button.
she finds a music box or
when you
something.
say an old watch,
she-
is it like a watch? Because Tinkerbell is
Yes.
tiny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I
Okay.
mean, it's like a pocket watch because they be the times. But, it's like
Right.
let me see.
1800s?
It's one of those deals.
Oh, drop
Um,
it in the ocean.
so she, like,
off to fairy
She
world.
builds shit and she makes stuff and it's just
Godspeed.
like weird crap. And then there's this thing by the end of the movie where she's like, oh my god, like I love this and this is tinkering, but it's like really cool shit.
But it's
She
tinkering
becomes,
your
like-
way.
She
How
becomes
you
like
wanna
a
tinker.
DIY tinkerer. And that's like,
Mm.
yeah. And then in every subsequent film, she's kind of hated for it because they're like, God damn it, stop making shit weird. Because she keeps like blowing shit up. She turns
Oh,
into
one
like
of
Tony
those.
Stark, basically.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
usually
And
like,
they're like,
there's some
"Tink,
kind of
you're going too far. And she's
Yeah,
like,
there's-
just one more atom, one more molecule, and then there'll be an explosion.
or there'll be like some unforeseen consequence. For example, we talked about the frost fairy. Well, there's like a whole rule with the fairies apparently at the beginning of that movie where like they can't see each other. They're like the spring fairies will like freeze to death and the winter fairies will
eventually
like
they
melt,
will.
I guess. Yeah, like their wings will melt. So Tinkerbell's like, okay, hear me out. I'm gonna make this invention where it's just gonna like snow around us, like while we're checking out the spring world. So you can come with me, Winter Fairy. What a twist! The invention goes haywire and it starts snowing in the spring world, which doesn't happen and shouldn't happen. So what are they gonna do?
Tinkerbell!
Right. And then also Jesse McCartney is like
Jesse
the hot
McCartney.
teen throb fairy. He's there for a little bit.
Mhm. No, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he's
true.
just- he's there.
That's how they
Was he?
market it.
Yeah.
Jesse
Yeah.
McCartney's there. He doesn't really do much.
Mhm.
It's just like, hey, this is Disney and I'm Jesse McCartney, so I'm in this movie.
He's like,
What are we
"Hey,
doing,
babe.
Tink?"
Kingdom
Hey,
Hearts
Tink."
2
Yeah.
just came out, or not 2? What was it?
Yeah, it was two.
Yeah, it was 2. You're right. Duh. Yeah, with
Mm.
Roxas. Yeah. Watch it and figure out which fairy you are because that's what I did. Just
Figure
5
out
minutes
which
in, I was like,
fairy
hmm.
you are.
Google, take the quiz.
Oh,
Which
they're probably
tinker,
surprised.
which fairy?
Oh, is that a quiz?
Which
Probably. I
Tinkerbell
can,
fairy
I can
are
promise you. Yeah.
Listen,
There we
I'll
go.
do that.
Man.
yeah.
Jeremy, do it,
Oh, I mean,
please,
I'll
please,
do it,
please.
but do it at your own pace or do it quickly, please. We've done this
Well,
before.
no.
and it
I'll
took
do it in the
14 minutes.
background.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
This they
Interrupt
appear to
commentary.
be fairies from because there's one movie that appears to look different than the others. It's like
What?
Hollow
That's the
Games,
pink one?
Dixie Hollow Games or something. What is this?
If it's different, I hate it.
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard that one. Huh.
I don't
All right, I'm gonna do this thing. Yeah.
Fuck it. If it's different, fuck it.
Yeah. So Jeremy's
I
gonna
don't
find out which
wanna
fairy
see
he
it.
is. That's
Yeah.
cool.
And then after
Uh,
Jeremy, I'll also do it.
You should.
Okay. I
Just
don't think
send the
there's like
link.
a fighting angry fairy. I don't.
No, there
You
is.
think that's
She's not
me?
like
My-
fighting, but
Could I
there's
be-
one who's sassy and like kind of mean girl at the beginning.
one-
when
I'm
she
not
opens up.
sassy. Who's sassy is Michael.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's Michael
Michael's
for
the
sure.
sassy
Me?
one.
Oh, I'm talking about Michael
Yes.
now.
No, I'm not sassy. I'd
You
I'd
came
be
in.
like.
What was
he's a
it?
little
What day
sassy.
was it? What day was it where I was like, damn,
Oh, that
Michael's
was,
sassy. I don't know about
uh,
you guys.
It told me
Makes
I'm
happy.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
What's
nice.
that, Jeremy?
It told
Well,
me
you're
I'm
making
Tinkerbell.
Jeremy's
Congrats.
Tinkerbell.
That's
You're
awesome.
always turning zany ideas into even zanier inventions that make life better for you and everyone around you. That's not
make-
how I answered. I
That's
guarantee.
zany.
No, that's
Zany
awesome.
What
People
is that
love you
word?
for that.
I mean,
Oh,
to be
that's
fair,
actually that's in the Animaniacs.
Yeah, parenthetically,
Jeremy-
and it doesn't hurt that you're also sassy and fashionable.
is there a fashion fairy? I'm that one.
Well, you're
I
Tinkerbell.
think.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
think
true.
Tinkerbell isn't Tinkerbell the fashion one?
Not
No,
really.
there's not. I don't-
Jeremy, can you send the link?
Although
Can you
I will
send
say,
the link?
Yep, on
Kristen
it.
Chenoweth's
I'll tell you,
character?
that is, it's more of a tinkerer thing than a fashion thing, but that is how she gets her dress. Her dress is longer initially, and she goes, "I don't like this," and she
Ooh,
cuts
yeah.
it,
And she
makes
does
it
make
shorter.
herself winter clothes.
Damn.
You're right.
You're
You're right.
telling me Tinkerbell's a butch?
I don't think that's what I'm saying.
All I know is
She cuts it and makes it shorter.
Who's
She just
that,
turns it into like a
Lindsay?
That's
skirt.
Michael.
My oh,
I got to send this to Tyler too.
I was
Let's
gonna
see.
say my type. That's like
Tyler
the
Stab. I'm
long,
going to send
dark
this to you on
hair.
Slack, but this is Michael
Hold
in the
on.
show. Once I actually pull it up, or
there was
Fiona
two
could.
questions on there
Yeah.
that were very funny answers.
Tyler.
One was lobsters are blank,
Oh,
and one one was mermaids to scorpions, which I thought was very funny. And
Probably
then,
a reference to something. I don't know.
another one said, like a platypus is, and then there were several different ones, and the one I clicked on was just trying to live its life.
this is
That was
this
the
is the
answer.
hardest quiz.
already
This is the hardest quiz because nothing
Platypus has already had it hard enough.
relates to
They all
me.
suck.
Oh, it's just random.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
first of all, like
fly-by
my
attitude.
favorite. Listen, my favorite hobby is building things, gardening, making mischief, nurturing critters. Like none of
Yeah,
that.
well, those,
could
well, I
I
be-
mean,
said
those are all the
making
fairies.
Do you make mischief? Right,
Yeah,
you're kind of a
it's
mischief
fun.
maker.
You know, and then there's the
Little bit.
animal
I
fairy.
guess. I mean,
and
that's.
the
I'll tell you,
spring
that's
fairy.
the only thing that I can pick because I definitely don't build things.
Oh, here we go.
You build
can't
long-lasting
garden.
relationships.
There you go. Yeah,
Tell me what you
I
think
guess
lobsters
that,
are.
yeah.
you build up courage and strength within
Lobsters.
people.
Yeah. Is that the question now? But that was the question I had. Yeah.
Threatening.
This is how we decided.
Lobsters are very threatening.
2020
Mermaids to
with
scorpions.
The Tinkerbell
I'm gonna pick
personality
mermaids
quiz.
and
I love it. Oh, okay, here we go. I got some other names.
scorpions.
Rosetta,
Mozzarella
Fawn,
sticks.
Silver Mist, Tinkerbell,
Ooh.
Iridessa, and Vidya. So Vidya's Michael. That's the sassy one who started off not liking Tinkerbell and was very mean to her, but now they're besties, so it's okay.
Oh,
All good. She
Michael,
got over
you
her
Vidya.
issues. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll update my
obviously, again,
graphics
Jeremy
card.
is
That was just
Tinkerbell.
like how me and Jeremy met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
walked in.
we're-
Michael's like, I don't like you, but maybe I'll learn to.
It's very
And I was
anime
like,
friendship.
okay.
Show me
Well-
your stuff.
Show me what you got.
I mean, this quiz is wild.
It's pretty wild.
This is out of like. I mean, it's just random.
Who's it designed for? A child?
Probably no, a
Us.
child,
Like
obviously,
us,
because
yeah.
it's. I think it's a Disney website for a child.
Hey,
Oh my
Disney's
Disney.com.
for all ages.
Oh
It's like, this
my
better
god,
be
Disney.com.
Disney.com.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
BuzzFeed has
assume-
one too. Oh
there
man.
they are. There
Oh,
they
I
are.
think this might be too low res. Sorry, Tyler.
It's
I'll send you
fine.
one.
It's already there.
Oh, there's the guys.
What?
Yeah.
Who's already showing it? Live in the now, Lindsay.
Hey,
Hang on.
Hey,
Got a lot of
look,
browser windows up.
Jeremy,
What's up?
Jeremy,
No, I
up?
sent him a different
Yeah.
one.
Tinkerbell
Thank you.
too.
Yeah,
If
we're
you wanna talk-
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. I mean, I'll
It's
be
all
honest.
Tinkerbell.
I
It's all
think you
gonna
can
be
only
Tinkerbell.
get Tinkerbell.
That's a
I
lie.
think you can
That's a
only
lie.
get Tinkerbell.
Do you all know what has happened? You
What?
both are the fairies from the exact movie I was talking about. They're sisters, but they're twins because they were born from the same wish.
Or-
my
You
God.
know me.
Or-
and you
Fiona
know
is
me,
Winter
Jeremy and I,
Tinkerbell.
we're
They-
twins.
They could be that,
1000%.
they could be.
Can't tell the difference when you cut
they
back
could
and
I mean,
forth.
be-
absolutely
You gotta be
not.
careful.
Or they could be the basement dwellers I was talking about before Tinkerbell got there. We're like, we're tinkering. Welcome, Tinkerbell. Let's
I want to
make
be that
baskets."
one.
Let me find them. Hang on. What are their
There's like,
names?
there's a
There's
nerd.
feed test
there's
that
a-
might be better, but like that's just my.
That's the first time I was
Be
ever said.
better.
There's
Buzzfeed
like this
knows what's
little
up.
nerd who's like, and then there's like the huge guy who's like, hello, let's
Classic.
make baskets.
Classic dynamic.
It is. It is a classic, like little tiny nerd guy, and then huge fairy.
Man, yeah, those fairies are all really
Wow,
cool.
yeah.
Oh God, what the hell is that?
Here's the problem.
There's
I
like
have
a
with
pirate
the-
fairy
those
too.
are the
Those
two
ones
the other
fairies.
tinkerers.
Oh.
Here's the problem I have with the BuzzFeed quiz is one
Yeah.
of the first questions says, which talent do you hope you'll
There you
have?
go,
And
Tyler.
then it's like tinkering, gardening, but then it's just water,
Yeah,
animal.
dude.
Straight up
Yeah, dude.
water.
It says water and animal.
Awesome. Well, yeah,
I-
Silver Mist takes care of the
That's so
water. That's Lucy
funny.
Liu, by the way. Voice acting.
Oh,
That's pretty
wow. Hot.
Yeah.
There's some pretty big names.
Is
in
your
there.
fan?
Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's the
This is good
take.
hot. What do you want? Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
she is. You're
Sure.
not
Yeah.
wrong.
Very true.
Well, that's
Wait, so-
weird. You didn't say anything earlier when I said Jesse McCartney was one of the fairies.
Hot.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I'll be honest. I can barely hang on to the memory of what Jesse McCartney is.
I only
Hang on to the
know.
memory.
Young
I
white.
only
Can't,
know
like,
Jesse
it's
McCartney.
Pop
slipping
kid from
away
Disney.
constantly.
I only
Look at
know
that
Jesse
nerd.
McCartney.
Why is this
Jesse
working? There we go.
Jesse
Yeah.
McCartney as like this like teenage heartthrob because
I'll send that
he
one
was
too.
in Kingdom Hearts 2, and I was like, who the hell is that?
Oh, was he?
And
Mhm.
yeah, he's Roxas. He was the new main character in Kingdom Hearts 2, and he was like the Disney kid at the time. It's the only
Put him in.
reference I learned backwards from there. Like, oh, he's like he's one of those, hot teen singers that Disney
His
gets all
character
wrapped
looks
up
I
exactly
didn't know
like
who
him,
Jesse
too.
McCartney was. I just
Yeah,
played along.
that's
It's
it.
like teen heartthrob pop singer. Yeah.
Jeremy, you did well.
Jesus.
Thanks.
So did the BuzzFeed quiz? I'm Vidya. I'm the fast
Vidya,
flying
that's
fairy.
the sassy
Oh,
one.
nice.
And that's the
You're
sassy
Vidya.
one.
That's Michael. You're. That makes way more sense that you're Michael.
Well, to be fair, I didn't take an official quiz. Lindsay
Yeah,
just
you need to take the
assigned
official
me.
You're
quiz.
just labeling.
Oh, boy.
You're
Yeah.
labeling.
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
label.
sorry. There's Jesse
a
McCartney,
label.
Tyler.
Jesse McCartney.
What the hell are we? We're still talking about this.
As we should
I'll
be.
be honest. I'll talk about this all the time.
Thank you.
I'm not,
I would love to
the
talk
problem,
fairies with
Fiona,
you.
is I'm not worried about
There he
us
is.
talking about it. I'm worried about people turning it off.
And you know what? They might as well, because at this point, it's all just gonna go down.
You're gonna turn
What
off
is
fairy
that?
Jesse McCartney. How dare you?
Barn burner.